Boom. All right, let's go. Welcome to another morning broadcast. We have a short week because of Martin Luther King Day. Hope you had a good, restful weekend and enjoyed some time to yourself or with family. So we're gonna get right into the juicy stuff. It's always juicy with Trump, right? So let's talk big picture. We see the Qs have gapped down, so the overall market is in play today due to trade war with the EU over Greenland, and so the Qs are in play, gapping down. Conversely, gold is gapped up, and we also saw a gap on silver. Also, interestingly enough, Bitcoin has gapped down as well. So Bitcoin is in play. So if you're looking for something to trade today, overall market's in play whenever some news like this comes out. Yeah, so you could look at the Qs to potentially reverse or continue down. Also, Bitcoin or Bitcoin related stocks, they may continue to the downside, and then conversely, you're looking at gold or silver as well. All right, so those are the that's like big picture. One of the biggest macro pieces of news that can impact the entire market. All right, so that being the case, we may see a lot of the stocks that that usually when risk comes off like that, we see some of the tech names sort of taking a dive. Okay. All right. Let's talk about fresh news. CRVS is constantly rising here off of phase one results, and let me see. I think that was short float percent is here like 18% on my side as well. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It popped here, 7 a.m. pullback. These when you have like the low floats that are ripping and running, those are a lot more volatile. But when you have something like it's like 60 million float or like 60 million float, right? And has some news like this. This movement can be a lot stable. Like there's people on our call that love the low floats. They live and die by them. Like, all right, I like the low floats, and that's what I stick to. There's some that like different styles. So for those that are looking at CRVS with this particular float, the moves may be a little bit more steady and a little slower, right? But it still can have the range, right? We move from $8 to 14, and it's still going like around 730-ish. We had this resistance level. It broke through on volume, pulled back, and then that price action ramped up again. So we'll see. We have some more trades on CRVS. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hope y'all had a great weekend. All right. Drop me in the chat what you want me to take a look at as well. All right. So now you see CRVS is rising. Another one that was interesting for me that you see that we see moving this morning is IBRX, but I'm gonna come back around for that one. Okay. So let's talk about some of the stronger names. Like it's interesting. ASTS. We were on the call on Friday. This one was strong, and it pretty much closed like right at the high of day yesterday on Friday. Excuse me. Pulled back and then is showing strength. So those space names, ASTS and some of the others, they could be in play as well. Super strong, super strong. All right. All right. Here's another name that was in play for us, and this was. We traded Riot yesterday. I'm sorry, I keep saying yesterday. Friday. We traded yesterday. We traded actually live on YouTube because I just kept us live. So this was one of the main tickers that I traded yesterday. On Friday. several entries, and I posted those entries in the Discord. So Riot closed at the high of day yesterday. So at the high of day on Friday, right? Just literally at the high. Gaps down today within the range of yesterday, but on top of Wednesday's high. So Riot may continue, may have a bounce. So I'm still looking at that one for potential continuation. We'll see how the market responds to Trump, okay, and this EU war, okay. If it, I mean, if strength continues, like if it's relatively stronger, we'll just continue, right? We do see the weakness there, and we take a step back because we want to. We should be conscious of the tempo of the market. All right, so that's what that macro will give us. All right, we'll go ahead and jump into IBRX. Okay, IBRX showed strength Thursday, Friday, closed at the high of day, pulled back, and then we have it's pulled right back to Friday's high. All right, so there's a inflection point at this point, right? It's either price is just going to drop and show weakness, but we have levels that clear levels for that mark off that we can trade around, that we can structure trades around. Okay, so IBRX is one of the others that I have on watch. All right, so shuttle. All right, shuttle, low float name, 900K float. This one is one of the top gainers of the day, top gappers of the day after IVF. So this one, I'd say, fresh news, and it's good enough of a play for us to look for some continuation after the open. Okay, there were trades here in the pre-market similar to CRVS. So now we have this consolidation. I love to see gap down here, the shorts fail, pop, and then continuation higher. All right, you all know the play. We've seen the same pattern over and over when the shorts fail, when the short squeeze happens. All right, so I'm waiting to see if TWG can reclaim VWAP. All right, I'll take a look. Yep, NUAI is another one that's up there as well on the scan, and it was, what was that? Primary digital infrastructure to co-develop 1+ gigawatt hyperscale data center campus in Texas. Yes. Okay. So all right, interesting gap here. We have clear levels. Let's see if we break the pre-market high. What kind of volume comes into NUAI? It's on the back burner just because of structure, lack of volume after the gap. So even though it is there on the top, decide to cover later. We have some clear higher time frame levels that were broken, but we just need to see if that volume follows through. All right, let me just give commentary on IVF. So, all right. So IVF is the first on the list in terms of gappers, low float. I really don't like this kind of price action. It pulls up, then it fails VWAP multiple times. It's kind of like teetering. The only way I'll trade this is if we see obvious signs of the short squeeze. You all know that burst happens after the open, that failure to push price down. I would see that burst up to the upside on volume, and then maybe some scalps in and out there. All right, let me look at TWG. see. TWG. Okay, let me short float. 32 million volume. 108%. For some reason I'm missing this one on the scan. I'll worry about it later. 32 million volume float. I mean volume traded on the day. Float is 1 million. Why is it being filtered out? I don't know. Okay. Let's go back. Oh, okay. Wine trading business, wine authentication, light catalyst. Again, another low float for scalps if opportunities present themselves. Yeah. Reclaim. You all know the play. Again, reclaim VWAP. We want to see the volume and tape and everything aligning. But room, there's room, right? Here's this level. There's room from here to there potentially to get, grab a few cents out of that trade. Yep, I'm using trade ideas and it is not picking up TWG, but it could be some I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, I'll have to circle back and see why it's not picking up TWG. Maybe there's a filter that I have on that I'm not thinking about. Looking at it and it looks all good here on this side, TWG, but I'll come back to it. Okay. All right, so we have a good plan today. So just be conscious of overall market response to the tariff news, right? You see the gap down, and if you're on the long side, you want to be cautious here because we either recover 100%, right? That'll be beautiful. We're gonna see, the bulls stepping in, and then we have a trending day potentially, right? We could have that happen, or it could happen very quickly, or there's pressure. So you want to look at ADD, ADDQ, look at market internals, and just observe. And what we see will set the tempo for how aggressive we are. Okay, if there's a lot of pressure, then we may take profit, be more quick to take profit. All right, my up gappers. Let's see which OGN. All right, let's see. Terms 10 billion Oregon buy report as speculative. This one has been pushing, but it looks like the volume has been very spotty. Okay. All right, what else we got? All right, that's it for me. My upgappers default scan given from Trade Ideas does not pick up TWG, but my custom scan for small caps does. Okay, yeah, must be something. Deals with EPS. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I'll take a look at it later. Look at the filters. I have no filters on EPS though. Volume today. Yeah, could be a bug. Software isn't perfect. Oh yeah, I see the EPS there. That could be it. All right, so I think we're good. We're good to go. All right, let's approach this. Let's approach this day again. If you want to trade the overall market, you can look at some of the ETFs. Like you have SQQ, right? There's TQQ. They're a little bit cheaper than the Qs if you're trading stocks, or if you're trading like you trade the ETF, SQQ, TQQ. So those are you can trade the overall marketplace there, and as I mentioned, Bitcoin is also in play. because of that. Okay, so let's see what happens. All right, I'm going to set my charts up here. All right, if you're live and you want to trade with us, if you're on YouTube, if you want to trade live with us, hit the link in the description. Also, I am going to open up for the small account challenge my trade window, like the entire Dash Trader Pro window. So you'll see P&L, entries, exits, and stop loss, all of that. So if you need help reverse engineering and execution, if execution is a big issue for you, that would be good good to follow along with. All right, so reach out to me if you wanna be a part of that. All right, thank you so much, y'all. Y'all have